Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and he did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and kept his wrath forever. I to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this precept was inspired by a video of a Jake that was being harassed by some Edomites in his own neighborhood. So we're going to let this video play and we'll get some scripture.
Out of Florida.
And this is on the brother Che Guerrero's page. He usually has a lot of good stuff regarding social and racial injustice here in Babylon the Snake and in certain countries abroad. So let's let this play.
Where a group of white men follow a black teenager because they believe he doesn't live in their neighborhood, and spoiler alert, he does. Listen.
What's going on, buddy?
Nigga, brother. Team,
Obviously, he doesn't live here.
he was concerned since you're walking around my house. I'm not walking around your house like you said. Hold on, Steve. You've been past my house 4 times. I don't know you. I've never seen you before, and you're walking past my house over and over again. So if you live here or you have a friend you're visiting here, that's fine. I'm not in front of your house. You're in front of my house. You're actually following me.
You went up the wrong way.
Over. This man following me. This is harassment, right?
I haven't answered yet.
That's harassment, right? Yeah, buddy, he's still creeping.
Steve.
Just in case you missed that, the moment where that guy ran back to his car, he was pulling out a pew-pew. I am so sorry that this happened to this kid. This is a kid. This was so scary. These grown-ass men and this old woman, don't think I'm gonna let her off the hook. She was also following him around. They were following a kid because they believe he didn't belong in their neighborhood. He lives there. And we're not just getting that from him saying in the video, I live there, but also his mother posting that they live in the neighborhood and that he was just walking around trying to get some privacy while he talked to his girlfriend. This kid is doing nothing wrong and they're harassing him because he's black. That's all they need to behave the way they do, go reach for a weapon. Things could have gotten worse because we've seen this happen too many times, and then they would have said that they feared for their lives. When we know that they're the aggressor, and then they claim they were standing their ground. Now, thanks to Dinesh,
Yep. And that's bad Uncle Esau's agenda. You know, he starts shit and then he wants to play the victim. I got to find the scripture. Let me put it on pause real quick. All right, I found it here. And it's Zechariah 5. Okay, and we all know the scripture is manifold. Scriptures are manifold, but we're using it in the sense for bad Uncle Esau right now. This is Zechariah 11 and 5, and it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, because it's like Che was saying, you have so many situations like this where you got some prideful, self-entitled, insecure little dick Edomite. All right, just because he sees a Jake, all right, he thinks that he can just take it upon himself to be judge, jury, and executioner. All right, if he feels threatened, or even if he doesn't feel threatened, or if he feels he's been jaded, or if he's having a bad day or insecure, hey man, it's no telling how many Jakes have died just because an Edomite just felt like doing some shit, or his feelings was hurt, or he felt insecure or troubled. Now, fortunately, the Lord was with this brother today, and one of the neighbors came out and stopped that man from doing something really stupid. Because when you check out other versions of this story. Not other versions, but other story, other people's pages that get more information on the story. It turns out that this brother was just trying to get out the house and talk to his girlfriend with some privacy, and all because he wanted to do that. This led to him almost getting put in the spirit world. And like Shay said, all this devil got to say is, oh, I was in fear of my life. He passed my house 4 times. He don't live here. Once again, Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell, they say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. But the point is, as I said before, the scriptures are manifold, but bad Uncle Esau has this mentality of starting shit and then playing the victim like, I didn't do anything wrong. He walked past my house 4 times. I was just protecting my family. Well, if you're visiting a friend, you're still skeptical because I seen you pass my house before. You don't live here. Just automatically assuming that he don't live here because he's never seen him before. I live in a neighborhood where, hell, I haven't even seen all my neighbors. Even on the block, I haven't seen all my neighbors. And this is that hatred, as we read earlier in Amos, that bad Uncle Esau has towards you Jakes. And it's not going to stop until the Lord puts a big righteous foot in their ass. Then they got the nerve to ask, well, why does the whole world hate? The whole world hates you because of shit like this. All right? And we're going to let the rest of this video play. Hopefully it'll go back to the video.
Do you see this video in Florida where a group of white men follow to behave the way they do, go reach for a weapon? Things could have gotten worse because we've seen this happen too many times, and then they would have said that they feared for their lives. When we know that they're the aggressor, and then they claim they were standing their ground. Now, thanks to Dinesh, I know the guy who pulled out the gun on the kid was this guy. Now, we still don't have the other people, but I'm sure that'll change soon. I even want the grandma. I don't want no stone left unturned. Now, unfortunately, the police say that no crime has been committed. Really? But of course, the police are not going to care when something like that happens to a black teenager, even if they have video proof. We need to put pressure on them to make sure that they actually investigate this as a hate crime and that these racists are held accountable. Seriously, my heart goes out to you and your mother. You didn't deserve this. None of us deserve to live in this kind of world. Do you see?
You saw that, right? Sarasota police. We don't see anything wrong here. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. Let us oppress. What did we just read? Whose oppressors slay them? Okay. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Of course, the Sarasota police ain't gonna do nothing. All right? Because the law works in favor for them. Those Edomites had nothing to worry about. They knew that the law works for them. And we know what that goes back into when we read the book of Psalms. They're not as troubled as other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. This is the reality of Jake here in Babylon Snake. And this is why we're trying to get you other Jakes to wake up and see that, as the scripture says, I believe it's in Micah, arise ye and I believe was it Micah 3, Micah 1, Micah 2? Hold on. Because at the end of the day, this is not our rest. I want to say it's Micah 3. Nope, Micah 2. Micah 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. All right? Because you got a lot of Jakes be like, when is this going to stop? When is this? Hey, it's not going to stop until the Lord put that righteous foot in this devil's ass. This is what we're trying to tell you, Jakes. Hey, you got to get up out of this madness. Spiritually. We cannot have one day's rest in this place until our adversaries are completely destroyed. Stop looking towards the government. Stop looking toward these politicians. You got to put your faith and trust in the Lord. Because once the Lord comes back, everything is going to be great. But until then, this is what we have to endure. This is why the scripture tells us that, hey, this is the patience and the faith of the saints. We are patiently waiting for the day where we can be the Lord's weapon and render that divine justice, not only on bad Uncle Esau, but all our enemies, but especially bad Uncle Esau. So, that's all I wanted to say on this. Hope you are edified. Till the next time, we're going to say shalom.